Hey there, welcome. Today, we're going to tackle something small but super important in English grammar, how we talk about jobs. This is something you'll use all the time, and I promise getting it right is way easier than you think once you see the pattern. All right, let's dive in.
Okay, let's kick things off with a little quiz for you. Take a look at this sentence. Annie is doctor. Does that sound right to you? Give it a second. Is that correct, or is there maybe something missing?
Yeah, if your brain kind of went, wait a second, something's off, you are spot on. The correct way to say it is Annie is a doctor. We need that little word a. But why? Why is that tiny word so important? Let's break it down.
All right, so let's get right to it. This is the simple rule for why we need a or an when we talk about what somebody does for a living. And trust me, nailing this one thing is going to make your English sound so much more natural.
Okay, here's the rule, and honestly, it's super simple. You just have to use a or an when you're saying what someone's job is. So instead of saying, he is teacher, you say, he is a teacher. See? It's a tiny word, but it makes a huge difference. So you might be wondering, what's the big idea behind this rule? Well, it's all about this concept of classifying. When you say someone is a doctor, you're not just stating their profession. You're basically saying they're one member of a whole group of people called doctors. You're classifying them, putting them in a category, and that's why we need that A.
You know, the best way to really get a rule is to see it in action, right? So let's just power through a bunch of examples. Keep an eye out for that A or an popping up in every single one.
Okay, check this one out. It's a perfect everyday sentence. My brother's married to a doctor. We're not talking about one specific doctor that everyone knows. He's just married to someone who belongs to that group of people called doctors. Simple.
And here's another one. She's an engineer. Now, notice we're using an this time, not a. And don't worry, we're going to get to exactly why in just a minute.
And this rule isn't just for sentences with is. It also works when you use the phrase as a. For example, he worked as a waiter for 2 years. It's that same idea of classifying the job he had.
Oh, I love this next example. It's actually part of a cool little story. A doctor once told a girl's mother, Gillian isn't sick, she's a dancer. He was classifying her, telling her mother what group she really belonged to. I mean, how cool is that?
Okay, let's do a quick fire round. A few more jobs. You could be a financial consultant, or maybe an entrepreneur. You could be a yoga instructor, or a human rights lawyer. You see the pattern, right? It's just always there.
Okay, so you've definitely noticed by now that sometimes we say a and sometimes we say an. So what's the deal? How do you make the right choice? Let's figure it out. It's actually really straightforward. Okay, the big secret here is that it's all about the sound. It has nothing to do with the letter, just the sound. We use a before a word that starts with a consonant sound, like the D sound in doctor or the T sound in teacher. And we use an before a word that starts with a vowel sound, like the A sound in actor or the E sound in engineer.
And if you remember one thing from this part, make it this. The choice depends on pronunciation, not spelling. Seriously, it's about what you hear, not what you see written down. This is the key that unlocks everything.
And this is why some words can be a little tricky, so let's be careful. Take the word hour. It starts with the letter H, which is a consonant, but the H is silent. The first sound you hear is ow, which is a vowel sound. So we say an hour. And on the flip side, university starts with the letter U, a vowel. But the first sound is U, like the letter Y. That's a consonant sound, so we say a university. It is always, always about the sound.
All right, we've gone through the rule, we've seen a ton of examples, and you know the secret of a versus an. So now it's your turn. Let's get you practicing. I mean, it really just boils down to 2 super simple steps. First, think of any job in the world. You know, pilot, artist, chef, anything. Then, just listen to that first sound and add a or an in front of it. That is literally it.
And that's it. That's the whole shebang. This is one of those easy rules that once you get it, you'll start noticing it everywhere. And using it correctly is just going to become second nature. You've totally got this.
So, how about we practice right now? What is your job? I really want to know. Drop it in the comments below using the full sentence, I am a, or I am an. I'm excited to see what you all do for a living. Awesome! Thanks for hanging out and learning this with me.